All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Makar Kodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Stone. Shalom to the elect wishing the sword in truth and in sincerity. With the hope of receiving mercy of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai is the name of His only begotten Son. These so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites according to the prophecies that are written in the scriptures. I want to make it known that the RFID microchip is the charagma written about in Revelation 13 verse 16 and down, which is the MOTB. So, right now I want to go in on a quick lesson on the MOTB because these are the times that we're in. And a lot of things are going on right around the world in which if you're not watching, you're not going to see. You're not going to see, you're not going to be seeing the crafty counsel of the wicked and their evil devices, meaning their evil plans. As written in Micah 2 verse 1 say, the wicked, not how far. Let me just get that for you. This is Micah 2 verse 1 say, woe to them that devise iniquity and worketh evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands. I remember that the scripture said the world is given into the hands of the wicked. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. And I know the wicked, every imagination of their heart, that is what they might bring to pass now, yo. Just as in the time of Noah, you know. And the scripture tells us that just as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. One of the things that the Lord destroyed the inhabitants of the earth and left only 8 souls was all the imagination of their evil hearts. That is what them they are do. And we are in such a time in which these things are being transpired again upon the earth. Perfect example is this LGBTQ and all of the associate alphabet will come with it, yo. That's just an example of their evil thoughts. They're bringing it to pass, you know. But them have a device that them are going to use to control the people in the times to come. So without this device, you're not going to be able to function in society. You're not going to be able to buy nor sell, you know. You're going to be like an alien upon the face of the earth. So this is back in 2 Corinthians 2 verse 11. It said, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And I'm going to keep showing you the devices of Satan, which is the deceiver.
I put a microchip in my arm and it's the best thing ever. This chip is a powerhouse. It's got everything I need. My credit card, my ID, my medical info, and even my keys. And when it's time for groceries, you just tap your wrist and bam! Transaction done. It's like magic. In a medical emergency, it can save my life. Experts can easily identify me and my medical history. I feel like a sci-fi character and I'm loving it. This amazing chip is totally free. That's right, no more digging into your pockets. And the best part, the surgery is quick. They'll give you cookie afterwards.
So one of the first things we should know is something is wrong. They said this is free. The first thing, yo. In this day and age, nothing is free, yo. Nothing is free. You're giving over something to get that chip implanted in you, yo. So if you're not seeing these things being gradually pushed before you, even in the movies, you notice these things are being pushed. When you watch Hunger Games, you notice you see them insert the chip within them. Tell them say them are going to use it and track them whereabouts. You see me? When I watch Total Recall, you see me? You watch certain Mission Impossible movies, you see them show you the microchip. Because them show you the world with them envision, you know. And that's why them not like us, because we're speaking out against these things. As is in 2 Corinthians 3 So like 2 Corinthians 10 verse 3. So for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapon of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. And this is going to be one of the main strongholds we have over people in the times to come, because they're not going to be able to provide for their family without this trip. You know, you're not going to be able to buy nor sell without this trip. And the scripture tell you that plainly in Revelation, And these are the times where we are in. Verse 5, casting down imagination. And this is one of the imagination where we are cast down, This is the secret counsel of the wicked being pushed out there on the masses. And every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of a Mashiach. And this is what is being done by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, setting apostles according to his heart to feed us with knowledge and understanding. This is a sign of the end of this kingdom, As is written in Matthew 24, verse 14 says, this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached into all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And this is what we are seeing now. The fall of this kingdom, just by this word going out. So it's written here in Revelation 13, starting at 15, it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. See, at one point I would tell them, say, the chip is the MOTB. Them say, oh, you go buy and sell with the chip. What did this young girl just say, What are some of the things that are on the chip? Let's listen once more.
I put a microchip in my arm, and it's the best thing ever. This chip is a powerhouse. It's got everything I need. A credit card, my ID, my medical info, and even my keys. And when it's time for groceries, you just...
See that? Our credit card, our medical info, even our keys, Shall I go in a time of grocery? All the things she have to do are just stop her hand. Because right now, on read so far, at one point it was credit card, now they got an app on the phones, when you can just touch on the phone and various devices and them build up money out on an account. No, it's a trip. And people are going to get more familiar with this technology when them start push the CBDC right around the world, So let's go once more. Verse 16, and he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, to free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. And many of times they go into that word mark. Make it know, say go to the Greek word grapho, which means stamp or imprint or carve. And in order to carve anything, you have to cut the surface of something, And you look up the root word for that word, charagma, you go up to the Greek word charax, which means PLR state or palisade, The device used to implant the microchip, which is going to be that syringe. And when I go to that root word for charax, you go back to grapho, which represent the data that's going to be stored on the chip, which is going to be your data, Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save either at the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And to many this is far-fetched, Them cannot believe, say, amen, something like this is coming. But we have told you many of times that this is coming, But the time shall reveal it all, So this was just a small clip that I saw that, amen, we just attack it as a seed. So we don't want to say Kalal, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Akakoresh. Shalom.